I want to show you how I put together my first free mini training to be the engine that brings in leads and sales for my business. This is my first attempt at an evergreen funnel, but I'm really excited how it all played out and what I learned. So I'm going to walk you through my process and show you a scripting template that you can use with ChatGPT to plan your own free training, no matter your niche, no matter what you want to teach. And the power of a mini training is actually really great because, people don't have a lot of attention these days. There used to be these huge 2 hour long webinars. Who has time for that these days? I mean, I got so many things to do. I can't sit through one of those, especially when it's just a boring, long slideshow. It's like, come on, get to the point of it. All right, I got to go. Make a mini training. But I'm going to show you my framework and how I did this and how I set it all up. It's a really cool thing to learn by experience. I made a lot of mistakes along the way, but I'm going to show you how you can make this process so much simpler if putting together a training is something that you want to do someday. Or if you're looking for a way to bring in leads and sales to your business or discover your art or your message, putting together a little mini training or presentation, if you will, can really be a powerful thing. And it actually really helps you systematize and clarify your own knowledge, which can just bring you so much more clarity and purpose in your life, and be the bridge to the next phase of growth that you're trying to unlock. Because we all know it, whether you know it consciously or subconsciously, we're all trying to unlock that next phase, and we need a bridge to close where we're at and move to the next one. And for me, putting together this training really put the nails on the bridge, put the nails in the coffin. That's kind of a dark saying. I got to brush up on my sayings. I did not consult ChatGPT before I shot this video. This one's all off the cuff, but come check this out. This is really cool. All right, so if I'm putting together a training script, a how-to video, I use my framework for the training how-to video worksheet. And you can just make a copy of this. If you have access to this, you can get these script templates. There's a link in the description. They're trained on how to get you a solid script that you can use and shoot off of right away. So I'm making a copy of this, and then I'll show you how I fill this out. So, all right. Training how-to videos are excellent for showcasing your expertise, solving specific pain points, and building trust with your audience. They help establish you as a thought leader while driving engagement and leads. So this worksheet just guides you through how to structure an effective training that educates, captivates, and converts your viewers. So step one, you want to know what the purpose of your video is. What is the primary goal? So answer the following. This just helps clarify what it's for. And when you feed this into ChatGPT, it gives it a lot more context and clarity. And granted, if you've been doing these over time, ChatGPT is going to know what you're talking about because it can reference your prior conversation and it learns about you. But if you're starting from scratch, this is good to do. I recommend filling all of these out. Just a tiny bit of information helps go a long ways. So what is the primary goal of your video? The training that I put together, I'll just run through this again. I already shot it, but the purpose of my training was to show people how to avoid the 5 biggest mistakes creators make when shooting video. Basically also how to make videos that don't suck. My training is called the No BS Guide to Making Videos That Don't Suck. So who's the target audience for? Beginner content creators, coaches, creators, burnt out creators, overwhelmed creators, people who want to improve their videos. What problem or pain point does this training address? Video production overwhelm. Whoops. Overwhelm, right? Don't need the bold, but it also doesn't matter. What outcome should viewers expect after watching this video? They will know how to avoid the big video mistakes and shoot with clarity and confidence without fear of being perfect. What action should viewers take after watching your video? I'll be shameless here. At the end of my training, like all trainings do, if it's a gated training, you offer a product or a service, right? So I have a 2-tier action depending on their needs. One, if they want to do it themselves, check out my mini course on video production. Also, if they want one-on-one help, book a free strategy call to plan their video roadmap. Okay, so got all that. Now we need to outline the structure of a video, the structure of our video. This is a clear and logical flow that's essential for maintaining audience attention. So what is a hook? Write a strong opening that captures attention immediately. You can test variations of this, but I'd do something like still not posting videos because of your fear of not being perfect, something like that. You can work with it. You can ask a question like I did here, share a surprising fact or statistic, or promise a clear benefit, right? You can just put something in there, or you can just have ChatGPT do this for yourself or generate it for you if you can't think of it. But I recommend putting your own style into that, and then you can always tweak it from there. So introduce yourself and the goal, briefly introduce yourself and explain why you're qualified to teach this topic. I'm Brady Snow, and at my last job, I drove over 5 million in sales with simple but effective videos. I'm going to say video strategy, with a simple but effective video strategy. Clearly state what viewers will gain from this video. In this video, you will learn how to avoid the 5 biggest mistakes that creators make, and learn about a system that allows you to make high quality videos fast and effectively without the burnout. And then we want to divide the training into 3 or 5 clear actionable steps. People love numbered systems or steps. So you want to name each step and explain what it entails, and include examples or visuals to illustrate the step. So I like 3 steps, but I actually had 4. I'm sorry, I actually had 5 in my training. I'll write them out here. In my context, these are mistakes. So it kind of depends on you and what you're doing, but you get the gist of it. In a nutshell, they really are steps. These are like step 1, avoid this. Avoid shooting without a clear message. I'm going to call them mistakes because that's just how I customized it for my training. Recap and key takeaways. Summarize the steps covered. Highlight the most important insights or action. Call to action. We already have all this from above. Here's scripting your video, right? And here's how to enhance it. But we don't need that to generate our script. We have everything we need. We're going to just copy this now. Up until... actually, we're going to go ahead and get all of this. So, give me a script outline for my training video using the following framework. And then you can put it in quotes, you don't have to. We maybe don't need these example CTAs. And let's just see what it gets us here, right? That was fast. Polished training video script based on my provided framework and goals. It's designed to be authentic, efficient, and emotionally revealing for beginner or burnout creators who want to make better videos without overthinking or overproducing. That's based on the info that I gave it in the very beginning. So, training video script, how to make videos that don't suck. Avoid these 5 common mistakes. Still not posting your videos because you're afraid they're not good enough? It's not your fault. The creator economy is full of complicated advice and comparison traps. but I'm going to show you how to keep it simple and actually make videos you're proud to share. You see that? That's from the info I gave it in the beginning, and it gives you an optional pattern interrupt idea, quick montage of failed or awkward video attempts, mic off, bad lighting, overcomplicated gear. That could be B-roll that I shoot. I actually did do that for my training. I shot some B-roll where I kind of played a clueless content creator who was making mistakes, just because I wanted to add a little humor and change it up so it's not just a straight tutorial the whole time. It actually shows those mistakes in action. That makes a huge difference. So then introduce yourself and the video's goal. Look, 20 seconds to a minute, who you are. You know, it's a little, there's my social proof. I'm Brady Snow. At my last job, I drove over 5 million in sales using a scrappy but strategic video system. One that doesn't require fancy gear or hours of editing. Well, you can customize that. I did spend hours editing. But it could be one that where you don't spend hours of doing pointless editing or unintentional editing, which did happen. I spent hours editing things that could have been done a lot quicker and simpler. So there's truth to that. And you can customize this as you need, right? Like you could ad-lib that, but it gives you the main line that you should say. And here's what the viewer will gain. In this video, I'll walk you through the 5 biggest mistakes creators make when shooting and how to avoid them so you can film with clarity, confidence, and zero burnout. Great. And then here's the step-by-step breakdown. So this is where I'd probably cut to the whiteboard or do some kind of graphic visual online, like on the video to showcase these things. But mistake 1, shooting without a clear message. It gives you a little intro to many people hit record without knowing what they're actually up to. And then here's the fix, right? That's what I had fed it. That's in line with what I was saying the fix was. So you can see we got all those mistakes that I got. It's giving me potential timestamps for each, how to mention the script, how to mention the fix is what I meant. And you can riff off this. Like if you know your content and you don't know exactly what you say you're talking about, then you should be able to follow this little line here. Learn the fundamentals. A phone, natural light, and a lapel mic can get you 90% there. You can riff off that. You can add more info as you know off the top of your head, and that's going to come off better. But this gives you the structure. And then it's got my mistake 3, 4, and 5. And then it has a recap and key takeaways. Let's recap. If you want to shoot better videos, avoid these 5 mistakes. Boom, 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 boom. All of them. You don't need to master everything, just the right things. Call to action. 2-pronged. I had a 2-pronged CTA. Remember, I was offering 2 different things depending on the path they needed. If you want to start creating on your own, grab my free training and script templates linked below. If you'd rather get personalized help, book a free video strategy roadmap session, and I'll help you plan your content step by step. If you want to go further and get more detailed on certain sections, let's say you're not as confident talking about like editing without intention, you can copy that. Or you don't even need to copy that. You can literally just say, give me a full script with additional details and pointers for mistake number 4. And then it scripts that segment for you, right? And look, it's got on-camera mistake. It's got cut to B-roll of timeline footage. Audio overdub that's going to go over that. Then back to on-camera, direct-to-tone, teaching, voiceover with visual support, cut to screen recording showing 3-column script or storyboard. And then here's the fix part. It's got more lines that I can say, right? And then here's a pro insight. Energy is pacing, on camera, soft smile. It even gives you the tone and the emotion. And then a quick recap. And then transition to the next. Which brings us to the final and most common mistake, perfectionism. Let's kill that one. So if you need a little help transitioning between each of these points in this framework, you can ask it for more help like that. But you can see, like, by having this outline, you're going to be able to shoot these videos much more efficiently because you know what you're going to talk about. You know what you need. You're not going to overshoot, and that's key. And you're not going to spend a bunch of time shooting stuff that you don't actually need or that doesn't do anything for the audience or to communicate your message. So that's just a real simple way to do it. Obviously, there's a lot more ways you can flesh this out if you need to, but I think working from the bare bones outline is going to give you everything that you need to really get your video off of the ground. So that script template is one of my 8 scripts that I use for different types of videos. If you want to get access to all of them, it's a very simple framework that you can follow and plug into ChatGPT and get quality scripts off the bat so that you're always clear on your message. You can go to my Gumroad store and check it out. You also get offered a discount on my mini course that shows the technical part of video, and it talks about the messaging as well and the editing, but it shows you the whole process from start to finish of how to capture great video and sound with minimal gear, but to do it effectively. And yeah, you'll have a discount for that if you check out the scripting templates. But yeah, there's a link to that in the description. And yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you liked this, consider subscribing to my channel. Maybe I'm going to be making more videos, reports from the frontier of the creator economy, possibly also some creative experiments. And I am building a cool thing with AI that I want to talk about. It's not necessarily content creation, but it aligns with life purpose and helping you be really clear about what tasks you need to focus on. That's all I can say for now, but more on that soon. Follow along for updates. I got some other creative things in the works, a lot of irons in the fire, if you will, and I can't wait to share more of it soon. So see you around.